Oh, I like these.
It's cooking way out of order. One time that I'm giving you a warning. Done enough all the drinks that you bought me. Now you're trying to get me to your apartment. Never been this high to slide off with somebody.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Anaya Simone and welcome to my Talk About It Tuesdays. Today I decided to start it off fresh because I've been thinking about doing this segment for a while, but I couldn't come up with a name for it. So I've been asking my friends, like, what should I do? What should I call it? Like, giving them examples of like what I should do or a name I should go with, and I just couldn't find anything that really popped and made me think like, oh my gosh, let me go listen, let me go talk. But actually, my best friend, she was like, why don't you name it Talk About It Tuesdays? I was like, at first I totally ignored it and I was like, I don't know, like that doesn't do it for me. But then one night I actually sat there and I was thinking of names again, and I was talking and I was like, Talk About It Tuesdays, talk about it. I was like, oh. But when I texted her, I was like, what about Talk About It Tuesdays? And she was like, girl, I already said that to you. So I'm sitting up here like, what you talking about? No, you didn't. Like, I don't even know what you're talking about. Then she's like, yes, I gave you that name. I was like, you know what? You right. You did. And I totally ignored it. But the name is good. It's fire. You keep on going with it because we got to talk about it Tuesday. So here, I am here to say that I will be dropping this every Tuesday. And on Tuesdays, we literally going to talk about any and everything that we could think of. So if you see this video, please comment down below. Let me know what you think because we're going to talk about it, okay? Now, today I really wanted to talk about how hurt people hurt people. Now, when you really think about it, like I say this all the time, but when you experience pain or been through a lot, you're not conscious of how you are with other individuals. Like, or even if you are conscious, you're subconscious about it. Yeah, that's what we want. You're subconscious about it. And like, you don't realize what you're doing until somebody points it out to you. And then, it's really up to you to try to change that about yourself so that you don't go on, and continuously hurting the next person and the next person. Now, when I say hurt people, I like to talk about not just in relationships. Like, we're not just talking about relationships, like dating a significant other, because that is an example. But you got to realize that hurt people in your family too. People hurt people in your family and you don't realize it until you see it with other people, or you see it from the outside on somebody else's family. Like, all relationships, as far as significant others, your family relationships, your relationships with your friends, like that all comes full circle, and it all, it does the same thing. Like, when you've been through a lot of pain or you experience a lot of things in life, you don't realize how much it traumatizes you, and then how much you end up putting that and reflecting that onto someone else. Like, I was actually talking about this with my best friend last night, and we was talking about how, people project their feelings onto you. Like, for example, if you're talking to your girl about a relationship or anything, or like wanting advice about your family or anything, and they're like, oh, well, this person did this to me, so I think you should not deal with that. And sometimes they don't realize that, you know, just because they've been through that doesn't automatically mean that you're gonna go through that. Especially because every person is different and every man or woman is different. So the fact that they're projecting their feelings or them being scared onto you is kind of going to end up wrapping around you, and then you're gonna reflect that onto the next person too. Because a lot of things are traumatizing and people don't realize it. Like, you know, it could be the littlest thing and it would really stay in the back of your mind, and you'll always think about it or unconsciously think about it and unconsciously do things that pertain to that situation. And then you just sit there and you like, it happens. It's a cycle. It's really a cycle. But, you know, I'm here to say that I want you guys to just think about a lot of things. I look like somebody's auntie right now. Yeah, honey, because hurt people hurt people. And this is how you fix it. But I'm not no therapist, so don't listen to me. But this is really, we talking about it on a Tuesday. Now, I may have advice because of experiences that I've had, and, you know, or I want to talk about something because I've thought about it. But let me tell you, this past year itself, personally, has been very hard. I'm sure it's been hard for everyone, but like, it's been very eye-opening to me because I've never experienced my feelings as much as I've done within the past year. I'm not really a person that, you know, talks about their feelings or really tap into it. So when I did, you know, around this time, it was kind of like, wow, I'm really like that. Like, I can do that. I feel this way. I never give myself credit for feeling a certain way. And my problem is because I don't open up to people, or like I'm so taken back because I have this wall. I realized that I've done it to people. At the time I felt like, you know, because I was holding my feelings back, or I wasn't really opening it up, or, you know, I seen a lot of things and this and that such. I tried so hard not to be that person that I ended up being that person, if you get what I'm saying. Like, even though I thought I didn't reflect that or try to hurt people, I still hurt people because of how I acted. And I don't know, it sucks realizing that, or being someone pointing it out to you, because it's like, at first it's like, dang, I'm not like that. What are you talking about? But literally, when you really sit back and think about it, you were like, okay, maybe because I did this in life, or I seen this in life, that is really sitting up here and changing the way that I am. But enough about me. Like, let's talk about family, the family dynamic. Now with your family, when you grow up and you watch the adults in life and how they interact with each other, you kind of see what you don't want out of a relationship with your family, whether that's with your mother, your grandmother, or like a future husband. You see a lot of things that you don't want, but a lot of people end up actually still going for and getting that out of life without even realizing it. Like, a lot of people end up marrying their mother and father without even noticing it. Like they look for those qualities and not look for those qualities and still end up dealing with people that have those same qualities that they don't want. Seeing your mother and your grandmother interact and how they interact, you just see a lot of things and whys of how you don't want to be like that with your mother, but then you end up doing it with your mother anyway, because now you guys are arguing, now you guys are fighting about anything. And then eventually, if you were to have a child, that's going to be projected onto your child, because she's going to see what you two are doing, and it's generational. It keeps going. Again, it's generational. So, and all I just want to say, go get help. Go get some type of help before you go and sit there and have a kid, or you get into a relationship, because everybody deserves to be in a healthy, loving relationship. So you sitting up there and being confrontational and arguing and feeling a certain way because you was traumatized in your past, it's not going to work out. It's not going to be healthy. We can talk about friendships too, because I feel like a lot of friendships, they project. A lot of friendships are good when you're open, you're loving, of course there for another and supporting each other and stuff like that. But a lot of people don't realize that a lot of people take their friendships and they try to make it into intimate friendships without knowingly realizing it. Like some people might be so in their head that they think they treat the relationship like you're their man or you're their girlfriend, and that's the problem there. Because, you know, as a friend, yeah, you're obligated to some things, but you're not obligated to everything. I'm sharing with you because I trust you and I love you. But, you know, when they sit there and because they were so traumatized by a lot of things, they end up projecting how they feel onto you. Like, you know, or even getting advice from your friends. Like, if I were to get advice from my friends or just talk about things with my friends, sometimes I just want my friends to listen. And sometimes I actually want advice, but you don't want to get unprovoked advice. Like, don't give me advice if I didn't ask for it. And I'm the type of person that I would ask for it if I really wanted it. But other than that, I just feel like I want to listen to you. I mean, I want you to listen to me. So, like, if I were to come to you and say, oh, you know, my man doing this to me, he's doing that to me, or he's not, or like he's giving me some type of feeling, and then you like to sit there, like I've done this to a lot of my friends, and I know that they've done it to me before, unconsciously. But to sit there and like we project our feelings onto each other, and that's not it. It's not. You want to know why? It's because when you do that, it's kind of like you're confusing the person that you're trying to make feel good. And having that type of dynamic and doing all of that is just gonna, in the end, make that person not trust who they're with or question everything that the person that they're with is doing. So like if I come to you for advice, I'm like, hey girl, like, oh, my man didn't go to the store this morning or this and that, and you like, oh well, or he didn't come, he came home like 30 minutes late last night, and you hit me with well, my ex-man did that one time and I found out he was cheating on me and all of that. now you sitting up here like, ooh, is this man cheating on me? Is this and that? Like, is he doing what he not supposed to be doing? Like, what am I supposed to say? Like, and it just goes on. It goes on. And when you try to get advice in a way of like, oh, what should I do? How should I feel? That's the issue right there. Because you shouldn't be asking someone what you should do in your relationship. Like, yeah, they can give you examples, they can give you a story time, a timeline, and this and that, but you can't sit there and ask somebody how you should figure out your relationship with another person. And that's because, again, everyone is different. So just because, you know, you were cheated on or he hurt you and left you at dinner and stuff like that does not mean that my person is going to do that, you know. Or even, you know, not being supportive when it comes to, how can I say this? Not being supportive when it comes to your friend's craft. Like, because something didn't work out with their project, they will sit there and be like, oh, well, I don't know if that's gonna work for you. But you have to realize that just because it didn't work for you, that does not mean it's not gonna work for them. Because, again, everybody is different. So if we do the same steps and it works for me, but it didn't work for you, or, you know, you did it before me and it didn't work for you, and then I asked you how it was, and you like, oh, it didn't work, you shouldn't try that. That shouldn't be the answer you give me. It should be like, okay, you go ahead and try it. I want you to figure it out. I want you to, you know, do it, because it might in the end work out and be the thing that gets you up there. Tips with a significant other, we can definitely see that when it comes to hurting, that it's just so recycled, and it's been like that forever, especially with guys. Like, the male species, when they get hurt once, it's like the end of the world. Like, they just can't do it again. They can't feel. They're definitely more sensitive than we are. They can't handle half of the things that we can, and it shows. And I just think that, again, they need some help and they need therapy. We all do, but they especially need it. Especially the ones that sit there and be like, ooh, I'm gonna go and do this girl dirty because Cindy from 2nd grade treated me like crap and she cheated on me with the boy that gave her a cookie. And she just broke your heart. Now you're like, ooh, I don't ever want to feel that way, so I'm gonna go ahead and start doing people dirty because I have such a huge fear of being hurt. It's life, okay? It's life. And that's the issue, is people don't know how to heal before they get into the next relationship. They try to make it seem like they've done this and that to heal, or, you know, honestly, in actuality, I don't even think anybody knows how to truly heal. There's a lot of people that don't even know how to be alone. You see, like, the individuals that get in relationships back to back and don't know how to be alone, they're afraid. Everybody's afraid, but they're afraid of not feeling love because they don't know how to properly love themselves. And when you know how to properly love yourself, there is no way in hell somebody can hurt you and you switch up your ways, and there is no way that person could tear you down when you truly know how to love yourself. And that also stems from systematic oppression. But that is another conversation from another day. Because as Black people, we don't even know, we never realized that our beauty was beautiful. We weren't taught that. But let me shut up, because this is what I'm talking about. I chat and I go on and I just be talking about everything, because you really start realizing, ooh, X plus Y equals YMX plus B. What is that equation? You know what I'm talking about. Math wasn't my subject, but I got through it. But anyways, back to relationships. Again, hurt people. And I'm gonna keep saying that every 5 seconds I get, because you have to realize hurt people hurt people. And in a relationship, people don't really know that they're hurting you, because you're not being honest with yourself and you're not being honest with them. Now with women, you know, we try so hard not to, we try so hard to love that we think it's okay, even if they do something huge that is very a good reason to break it off. We think that it's okay to stay. And girl, let me tell you, it's not. Like, you're hurt. You try so hard to be with somebody that is going to treat you right. You haven't even really dealt with your feelings from the last relationship. You don't even know how to be alone. Are you even sure that you love yourself enough to not be hurt by the next person, because you're staying with them so long that is continuously going in your mind, and you starting to be okay with the bullshit that it shouldn't be? You giving them so many chances, and now you so afraid that when you finally meet the guy that is really for you, you don't open up, because you have been so hurt by so many past relationships that you don't know how to be in your real one. You don't know how to love them properly. And then you end up hurting them. That's how the cycle goes. You end up hurting them because you were so hurt and wasn't loved properly, and you tried to do things differently with each person. Please. And I'm talking to everybody right now, because I know for me, I've been very afraid of relationships. And that stems from how I grew up. I've realized how I don't want to interact with men. I've realized what I want and what I don't want, and what's okay and what's not okay. And deep down, it doesn't matter. Somehow, some way, I still have that issue with thinking it's okay or giving that person a chance even after they hurt me. And that's the problem. That's something that I've developed in my mind. Like, they hurt me, but they didn't break me, so it's okay, I'll get over it. Like, that person don't love you. That person is not treating you how you should be treated. I'm talking to myself right now. That person did not love you. He wasn't treating you good. He was giving you the bare minimum and giving you the ass to kiss. But you didn't realize that. And even when you did, you still didn't care, because it was somebody that you thought would eventually change. But you gotta realize, Nobody is going to change when they're still hurt themselves. Super hurt. And you could try to do the whole thing of trying to build a man and help them out and help them get over the past, or get them help them get over an old relationship. But doing that is just going to end up hurting you. That's not going to make them want to be with you. It's not. Because again, hurt people hurt people. And I could sit here and talk about this all day, but I'm really not. So I know I was ranting a lot, but I kind of just really wanted to come on Talk About It Tuesdays and just talk about it a little bit. And basically wanted to just say, moral of the story, go to therapy. And I'm talking to you. Go to therapy. Heal. Love yourself. Be comfortable in your skin. And then you'll find somebody. You won't even find, they will come to you. In the right time. When God or whoever you believe in, or even if you just believe in yourself, when it's really the right time and you really understand yourself and you loving yourself, you're going to meet that person. And there will be no question in the world if they love you or if they treating you right. And as for family, go to therapy as a group. Help mend that relationship. Help learn how to love each other. Because the problem with families and the Black family dynamic especially is we think therapy is the worst. We think therapy is supposed to tell us how to feel and just tell us how we should move and this and that. But when in actuality, it's just getting out those feelings and getting to understand who you're living with and who you are supposed to be loving, who you gave birth to, who is your mother. So all I'm saying is sometimes you need outside help, and sometimes it actually works. That's if you go to the right therapist. And that's that. So guys, I look like a baddie. But guys, thank you for coming to watch my first Talk About It Tuesday. I really hope you enjoy watching this video. I think I enjoyed it myself, just talking about it. If you're like me and you just go on rants and go off topic, I don't think I did too bad today, but if you're like me, just please comment down below. Everybody, please comment down below. Like, comment, and subscribe. And even hit that buzzer, because we're gonna continuously come back here and talk about it. And so I'm gonna catch y'all next time, because I'm here to talk my ish, and that's on what? Purge.